What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the College Hoops 2K Legacy Mode series featuring Coach Carter and Fordham Ram basketball. My name is College Sports Revived. This is the 40th episode airing tonight. Recently in real life, the college basketball season has wrapped up. Congrats to UConn as they continue to make their case of joining the basketball Blue Bloods with another championship. The real life season may be over, but I hope I can scratch that itch if you still have it here with this series and my virtual March Madness tournament simulation over on NBA 2K23 of the real life tournament. If you wanted to check that out, link is in the description below along with the rest of my series. But here in this series, we're still getting off the ground here in the 4th season for Fordham and our 5 new true freshmen. They've only played 2 games together, but it's clear that they're already showing some early signs of cohesion. So we received an invite to the preseason NIT and battled some growing pains to make it out of our region and clinch a spot in the semifinals today. It all got started with a dominant win against Central Connecticut State, which was a tune-up game, sure, but that shouldn't take away from just how soundly we played. Damian Carter had 6 assists and 3 steals. Pat Park scored 15, our highest rated recruit ever in this series. Lloyd Hicks also dropped the double-double, and even junior battle and Timo Cruz enjoyed success off the bench. This success leaked into the quarterfinals as well, as we snuck out of our region with a win over Notre Dame. Damian Carter hit 3 trays, Hicks dominated on both ends, and Chen Li broke out in the second half. This segues us into the semis, where the next opponent is yet another up-and-coming mid-major team, just like we are, the TCU Horned Frogs, who were in the Mountain West at the time. They are the final opponent between us and the championship, where one of our most heated rivals from the UT Martin era of this series, the Memphis Tigers, await us. The Frogs have also not lost a game here in the early season, putting up 70.5 points per night, an identical sum to your Fordham Rams offense. They had to beat a top 25 team to get to the semis, taking down the Stanford Cardinal after a second half comeback. TCU has nearly 4 players who have averaged double digits to open the season. Teams who spread out the attack are always so tough to prepare for, but the Horned Frogs only have 1 player who's over 6'9", and he's out today due to a foot injury, so that at least makes the offensive game plan simple. Get Lloyd Hicks the ball early and often to continue his double-double streak. And if you look at the bleachers, plenty of maroon shirts here. I see Fordham is only about a half hour from Carnesecca Arena, as Hicks is now 3 for 3 on jump balls in his career. But yeah, all you gotta really do is hop on 295 South to get here from the Bronx, and the university is showing their support of Coach Carter and their guys, albeit this being in a neutral site. So let's get things going today, everybody. Semi-final action underway as, look at that post pass. Damian Carter has displayed a knack of finding his teammates already early in his college career. His three-point shooting's actually been really hot, but we'll get back to him in a second as Lloyd Hicks begins the game with a basket on one end and an emphatic block on the other. We knew he'd be able to defend awesome, on a high level, but his offense has been way above expectations as then Kaya Hendry steps into one from nearly NBA range, and Fordham is off to a picture-perfect start as now Pat Park will grab a steal in our full-court press. Awesome. Fordham all over the TCU Horned Frogs here in the early stages, as now Kaya Hendry maybe wants to get busy once again. Little baby crossover, draws a defender, kicks it to the free throw line where now Lloyd Hicks extends his range a little bit. But not a bad looking form from a guy who's 7'1", very polished for his size. As then Bennett Pincala is looking to fight on the next possession, but he can't finish off the layup. Got to work on his consistency from down underneath there. Pincala trying not to get lost in the shuffle this year on offense, but then he fouls the TCU point guard on the other direction. That's Dustin Erickson, a 6'3" junior. So the awesome picture-perfect start for Fordham, perhaps starting to get evened out a little bit by TCU as they've outscored us by 1 ever since. Kai Hendry to Chen Li, who checks in for Bennett Pincala, nearly has it taken away, but whenever things are going good, those are the types of breaks you get. Hendry picks up the loose change, scores 2, and Fordham continues to enjoy this fast start. 20-15 game now. TCU looking to stay tough. They can overcome these slow starts because they have a starting 5 with all upperclassmen. So they know how to handle adversity. Guys that have been around the block, they're tough to get rid of, but Damian Carter finds a lane and will grab his first bucket after doing a great job setting up his own teammates here in the first half. He finally finds pay dirt for himself. 7-point advantage. Dustin Black checks in, immediately making an impact, and Damian Carter looks to find yet another Fordham Ram companion. This time it is Dustin Black who gets it started and finishes it as well. Gotta love the way Black's been playing off the bench. He had an awesome opening against Central Connecticut State, as now Fordham controls this game. It's a dozen lead, but Dustin Black then falls asleep on the inbound. Dustin Erickson, that 6'3 junior from OKC, knocks down yet another bucket. He didn't make much of an impact in that Stanford comeback, but he's been their leading scorer and top threat here. And this one, as he also delivers a nice assist there to Casey Foster, who's been averaging 12 and 7 here in the early stages of this season. But how about Dustin Black keeping his eyes down the court, maybe taking a little bit of inspiration from Damian Carter? I would like to say that, but we all know Dustin Black's been able to create in his career. Very flashy passer, but knows how to get it done as well. Lloyd Hicks for 2 more. He's already got 10 on the game, as he wants yet another double-double and yet another steal for Dustin Black. Tipping, it was Pat Park, so he wants to reward the freshman on the break. Dustin Black, what a find yet again, as Pat Park was hit in the air, still has the body control to complete the play, and will earn himself a 3-point play. It's been a treat to watch Pat Park, the highest rated freshman ever in this series, put in work so far. We'll get back to him in just 1 second. 12-point lead under a minute to go. We're rotated around to Grant Foster's off the mark. Lloyd Hicks with rebound number 4 as Dustin Black scans the court and finds yet another opportunity to get Pat Park a bucket. 3rd assist, and all 3 have been beautiful as Pat Park finds the soft spot on the break. He fills the lane, and Dustin Black threads the needle. Were you expecting this team to play like this? Like a team of seasoned veterans, these 5 freshmen? Pat Park's been awesome actually through his first 2 games. He scored 23 points total through his first 2 games collectively, but 10 of 16 from inside the arc. 0 of 3 from 3-point land. We're looking to see if he can get it going from behind the line. But for today, it's been Lloyd Hicks again who's been running the show, along with Kaya Hendry, who really struggled in that Notre Dame win, but he did find a way to contribute, which is something we wanted to see him work on. When he was a freshman, when things weren't going his way with his shot, he would kind of eject himself from the game. But he did find a way to contribute in the Notre Dame win with those 5 assists. Lloyd Hicks with 3 blocks. What a way to start that second half. But yeah, so we'll see if Kai Hendry can do that this year. Find a way to contribute when the shots aren't falling. That makes you an even better player in a coach's dream, as Lloyd Hicks with the spin move from the high post. He just continues to show things in his arsenal that we did not expect. 16 on the game, still hasn't missed a shot yet from the field. 10.5 to go. Fordham still in control. They're not even letting TCU sniff us, within 10 points right now. Carter, pick, trying to find Pinkala inside. Nice way to catch that pass. That was a bullet he fired in there, but soft hands from Pinkala as he continues to quietly enjoy a nice game. 9 points, 5 assists for Damian Carter. It's Ben Pinkala with the 9 points. 5.5 to go. Still well within reach of this win. Drayton for 3. Got it. That will cut it to 9, as Rick Drayton was actually the top guy in that Stanford comeback win. 16 points, 4 threes. But tonight's only 9 points, 1 of 5 from 3. As we're under 5.5 to go. Chen Lee trying to find some way to contribute there on the break. No avail, but Kai Hendry soars up over everybody as the smallest guy on the floor and tips it in. Everything going his way tonight. And everything kind of going Fordham's way tonight here in general. It's just been one of those types of games. But 3-0 on the year is only minutes away as the bench unit checks in, up by 20 points now. What are we going to have in store to close out this game? Dustin Black, Craig Stone, Junior Battle, Chen Lee, and Timo Cruz is the 5 out there for the Fordham Rams, as Craig Stone wants another bucket. He got one in his debut against Central Connecticut State, and now he's got more than that. He's got an and 1 3-point play opportunity. Oh man, yet another dominant game where everyone gets in on the fun. 72-56 is the final. Fordham Rams now 3-0 and will move on to the NIT Preseason Championship after yet another awesome win. Lloyd Hicks, 3 college games, 2 double-doubles, 3 blocks in this one. He was only 2 rebounds away from making it 3 of 3. 7'1" freshman from Montgomery, Alabama just continues to truck along and continues to shatter expectations with yet another awesome game tonight. Hendry was 16, he was excellent. Damian Carter with 4 steals and 6 assists, he was unstoppable on the break. Him and Dustin Black were fun to watch tonight for sure. Chen Li again, another solid game off the bench, and Benepin Kala had a sneaky game, but I like the way he played tonight. And we also got this win without needing the 3 ball. That's something I've wanted to see a little bit more from this team, especially after last year when we were just so dependent on it. We only shot 2 for 12 tonight, but we were able to still win by 16. And I think Lloyd Hicks being on this team really helps our offense inside the perimeter, and with how hot Pat Park has been inside the perimeter, I think those are the 2 big things that are helping us out with our offense from 2-point land instead of 3-point land. But now it's off to the championship, everyone. A past rival now stands in our path of becoming NIT champs. The same coach from the UT Martin era of this series still roams the sidelines for Memphis, aka John Calipari, who was there at this time. And I'm sure after the 3 historic games between them and the UT Martin series, these guys are going to be anticipating the rematch, even as Coach Carter headlines a new school. It's been 5 years of in-game time since Coach Carter and the Memphis coach have squared off, but with the way the Tigers have constructed their team, it hasn't changed a bit since we've last seen them. They may be the fastest team in the country. Jamal Ellerby, pretty much 90 speed and quickness. Starting point guard Namir Glass, 96 speed. Darren Atser, 96 speed. It just goes on and on. But when they get you sped up with their half-court trap and you struggle to handle their pressure, that's when you can say goodnight. That's when these guys are unbeatable. So it's imperative that Damian Carter and Kai Hendry play beyond the years tonight. And against this scary half-court trap press, they really take care of the ball and make good decisions. And you got to make sure guys like Pat Park and Timo Cruz come up and help them out. So we'll begin with Memphis at the free throw line. This is Mason Jolly, who will be Lloyd Hicks' primary matchup tonight, and it's going to be his toughest matchup for sure. Number 23 there at the charity stripe. Averages 2.5 blocks per game, a 6'10 junior. So Lloyd Hicks with his toughest test so far on defense. He's dealt with a lot of easier matchups, but tonight might be tough. And here is Memphis' press. It's this half-court trap that we talked about, but we beat it right off the jump as Pat Park glides his way to a 3-point play. Jolly too slow on the charge attempt. I like the aggressiveness. Damian Carter not scared at all. The true freshman going up against one of the tougher defensive schemes in the country and doesn't even bat an eye. He's got his dad's pedigree, that coach on the floor. We'll see if it keeps up as Memphis now has an early lead. And look at this. Look at the speed that they're displaying on the break. They move it around to Namir Glass, another guy who's got over 90 speed. And we'll see what they draw up here. Mason Jolly, top of the key, going backdoor as then, oh man, what a find there. As Namir Glass, the 6'4" senior. It's going to be a tough matchup for Damian Carter tonight as well. 6'4", yet with those kind of wheels, it's going to be tough to beat him off the dribble. As we see Hendry, maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there as he tosses it away to Ellerby. He finds Darren Atzer, who delivers a bucket on the break. Memphis, no problem so far on offense, and Chen Li hangs and finishes. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chen Li play a lot of minutes today because he knows how to break presses. I don't know what it is, but he just has a knack of getting open up the floor. He did that a lot in the Michigan State loss last year in the tournament. Let's see if he can do it again as Junior battles traps. We're down by 6 in desperate need of a bucket, but this won't help. Lee turns it over, and Mason Jolly pushes one down through the rim with 2 hands. 8:14 to go. Memphis opens up their biggest lead of the game. This rematch so far not going that great for Coach Carter. We've shown flashes of being confident and finding great looks, but it's gone cold now. Only 12 points as Mason Jolly closes down yet another attempt in the paint. Chen Li can't finish it as Taft finds number 15, Darren Atzer, for 2 more. 22-12, nice pull up there from the elbow. Come on, Fordham, you gotta get something going. Dustin Black now checks in. Pinkala high post. Timo Cruz corner tray ball. Yes, there it is. It's the sharp shooter who will break the cold spell. And as a wise man once said, that's why you're here, kid. You're here to make that shot. That's why you're on scholarship. 6:16 to go. Come on, we need to stop here. Reverse it around to Jeffries. He's got the baseline, and it's blocked by Pinkala. We don't got the numbers. Man, this team really knows how to close down the fast break, but Pat Park still wants to take it, and he makes it. Nicely done there. Dustin Black finding the trailer, eyes in the back of his head. Pat Park making something out of nothing. I thought Memphis had that one closed down for sure, but he's got 8. 26-20 now. As Dustin Black hides, flashes strong side corner, and yet hits yet another 3. Nice closeout there, but it was just too late. They forgot about Dustin Black, and we got it down to a single possession. Nice little run here for Fordham. It's a 15-8 run, in fact, as now Dustin Black tries to find Pat Park, who looked like he had positioning, but it's taken away. Memphis near the top of their conference in steals per game so far this season, as you might expect. Again, this press, they're bringing their men up high, which will leave the back door open. Look at Lloyd Hicks turning on the Jets. He can move for his size. And Dustin Black with yet another crooked tally in the assist tally. Lloyd Hicks, it took him all first half long, but he finally has his first bucket. Yep, that's what we expected. Mason Jolly not making it easy for him down there. Under 3 to play now, with a 3-point deficit facing Fordham. Timo Cruz, Dustin Black, they want a little flare screen for Pat Park. He wants the tie, and it rims in. Pat Park with 13 here in the first half. Kaya Hendry struggling today. Lloyd Hicks struggling today. Who will we turn to? So far, it's been the highest rated freshman of this series. 34-30 now. Seconds to go. Somebody got screened off the ball pretty harshly. It was Damian Carter, and they couldn't rotate in time. Nicely done there. At serve, finding Mason Jolly with a little push shot, and that'll extend it to a 6-point lead with under 30 seconds to play. This looks to be the last possession of the first half. It would be nice if we could get it to 4, perhaps 1 possession. We'll see what we got. Lloyd Hicks, he's hungry for a basket, but they've been bringing so much attention to him. He still gets it done, though. Over the left shoulder, Hicks finds a way to tally some points, but Memphis has time, though. 6 seconds. Come on, guys, lock up. Jamal Ellerby's been a little quiet. 2 seconds. From deep, it is short. And it's pulled down by Lloyd Hicks, so we do stay within 4 as we head into the locker room of the NIT championship. So Fordham started this game on the wrong end of a 22-12 run, then responded with a 20-14 run themselves, while also holding Memphis to only 0 of 7 from 3, so no production from behind the line. But Memphis is 4-1 this season, and they've been doing that by shooting only 29.7 as a team from 3 so far in the year. So they've been a good ball club without the 3-point line. It's more about us controlling the rock because we have 6 turnovers, they only have 3, and it's been resulting in a lot of fast break opportunities for this very quick team. So we need to keep the ball in number 12's hands. Damian Carter's been doing a great job of controlling the pace, as here he is again trying to find Kaya Hendry for a bucket. That's been very tough for him to find today. And then Bennett Pinkala is blocked by guess who? Mason Jolly, who's been making things tough down there for our bigs. Lloyd Hicks, though, wants to respond. I bet some frustration behind that block as he spikes it into the cameraman underneath the baseline. 7-point lead for Memphis. Come on, let's get a stop here. Holmes, short post, no good. Jolly can't finish inside there. They really closed down on him nice. Hendry's been struggling, trying to break it, and he does here. Hendry with 5, but that field goal percentage, tough to look at, only making a third of his shots. Kaya Hendry's got to find a way to contribute. He's got to do what he did in the win over Notre Dame. He passed the ball really well, played good defense in that one as well. Trying to evolve from his freshman year self. He drops it here. 3 seconds to shoot. Hendry trying to make something out of nothing. Look at the creativity at the end of the shot clock. Oh my goodness, Bob with the pass, yet he still finds a way to get it done. Maybe that's a sign that our star player is going to turn it around. We didn't hand him the keys this season for nothing, as Memphis now wants to try to build this 5-point lead back up again. Darren Atzer, who's been probably their best player on the day. Lloyd Hicks, I don't like this matchup. He pulls the triple. Very smart play by Atzer, who now has 14. That's Memphis' first tray ball as Carter finds a lane and will draw a foul, thankfully, Damian Carter. will get himself to the line to halt the run a little bit. But a great play there by Darren Adzer. Lloyd Hicks played a step off to guard the drive. But yeah, as you can see, that definitely did not work to his favor. Under 9 to play. 9-point game. It's snatched by Junior Battle. Great outlet pass to Dustin Black with the tomahawk. This team needed a spark, and it seems like number 10 always finds a way to deliver coming off the bench. Oh my goodness. The 6'4" point guard out of PA. Maybe that's why him and Pat Park have been playing so well together this episode. Pat Park's from Philly, and Dustin Black's from Scranton, so perhaps they got the little Pennsylvania Keystone State connection going on there. Speaking of which, we see Pat Park here at the line as his first attempt rattles in. Right now the 5 on the floor. Hendry, Black, Pat Park, Chen Li, and Junior Battle as Park. No good on the second, but take a look at Chen Li. Nice swim move around Holmes, who was trying to box him out. Chen Li now is 6. Every single game he's found a way to put up some points and really contribute. How'd that pass get in there, man? Oh, really bad luck there. Junior Battle with active hands. He should have had this steal, but somehow Jolly still manages to get the rock and put it in on a 3-point play. The spin of the basketball really helped him out there. It's now an 11-point deficit. Time running slim here for Fordham and company. Finally a stop there. Nice closeout by Pat Park. He wants to pull from the elbow. Veteran move there. I know the mid-range game has been a little bit abandoned in modern basketball, but Pat Park's showing you why. It still has its share of appendages. Once again, 11-point game. We're just not making the progress we need to here. Memphis has been so good inside the arc, but now they're starting to settle. We got to start to take advantage. Timo Cruz taking that jumper he loves. And perhaps Memphis starting to sweat a little bit here as they would also call timeouts. And yep, got to get these starters back in the game. Now we're starting to feel like ourselves once again. Fordham's been outplayed for sure today. They've had flashes of being the better team, but it hasn't been sustained. Maybe here in the last 4 minutes, if we can play a really good conclusion to this one, we might have a chance. Come on, we've given ourselves a chance. 3.5 to go. Pat Park, he will turn and fire on the baseline. Just rimming out though. Come on. The rim's got to do us a favor on that one. It was a really nice pull-up there by Pat Park, but he finally misses. Now here comes Glass, setting up his troops. 3:17 on the game clock, fighting around the screen, and Ellerby's fouled on the 3-pointer by Kaya Hendry. They head to the free throw line yet again as they approach the double bonus here. We've not been able to stay out of foul trouble today, and Kaya Hendry fouling a man on a 3-point attempt, committing the golden rule, rather breaking the golden rule in basketball. That's not what you want to do, and perhaps that's a sign that with Kaya Hendry struggling today, he's reverting back to his freshman year self a little bit, where his head is just not in it. That is a play that you make when mentally you've checked out a little bit. 70-60, we need a quick 2 or just something to go our way. Come on. Damian Carter looking for the ball reversal to Pat Park, who's been so good today. Trying to muscle his way in, kickouts. Lloyd Hicks nearly has it stolen. Man, Memphis is just too quick. They're everywhere. Pat Park just gets his way inside for 22 points on the contest. Let's go. 70-62, then we get the stop. Finally, we didn't foul. It took us almost all second half long, but here we go. 2:16 to go. Damian Carter tries to beat his man off the dribble. Kick out Pat Park. Closeouts there. Chen Li gives it away. We thought we'd be able to muscle Namir Glass inside, but he takes it away from Chen Li and then finds the do-it-all man for Memphis today, Jamal Ellerby, at least in the second half. He's played a really good final 20 minutes, and that is all she wrote. 72-64, Fordham comes up short in the championship of the NIT to a former rival, with Darren Atzer putting up points, assists, playing good defense, and really doing a good job, giving Kai Hendry all he could handle. He was the primary matchup on our freshman All-American last year, and he only shot 4 for 13. Damian Carter struggled today. Pennant Pinkala 1 for 3 shooting, and Lloyd Hicks only 6 field goal attempts. Man, what a defensive day by Mason Jolly, as Pat Park was really the only starter who could sustain success. And that's why you saw Chenley play 15 minutes, Timo play 10, Dustin Black play 11, even Junior Battle played double-digit minutes, just because our starters outside of Pat Park really could not put together a full, complete game today. But hey, at least in the grand scheme of things, the bench once again did show a lot of good promise, which is something we were looking for after our bench being so slim and unavailable a lot last year. So Memphis is your NIT champions. Fordham suffers their first loss on the year, but overall, I still like what I saw through and through. Don't worry, we got plenty more to look forward to though. Don't hang your head because things get real crazy real fast on our schedule. We're going to take a peek at this schedule after we go back and, watch the tape and really see what we did wrong in that Memphis game. Just struggled with their speed, and turnovers have been a bit of a problem for us here in the early goings of the season. But this schedule gets crazy, and I'll show you why. So we get Hofstra as our home opener, who stole our number one target last year on our recruiting board. We're going to face the number one champ, the runner-up champs, NC State, and one of Coach Carter's former players, Jason Lyle, who committed there and is a freshman this year. And finally, next game, in fact, we're going to travel to East Lansing to take on the second-ranked team in the country, the Michigan State Spartans, who, you guessed it, just beat us in triple overtime in the NCAA tournament a season ago. 5 seniors last year played their final college game against the Spartan team, and now they return a bunch of their firepower and enter the year inside the top 3. Will this group of freshmen avenge our senior class of last year, even if they weren't on the team for the devastating loss? Will Kai Hendry put his nightmare performance and the loss of the Spartans last year behind him? Can Coach Carter keep these kids composed going into one of the most hostile environments that college basketball has to offer? We're going to find out all these questions in the next installment, guys. Fordham sits at 3-1, now facing possibly their hardest test of the entire season. We're going to see next time out if Fordham comes to play. But all in all, guys, 4 games in, and some of these questions preseason that we had are starting to get answered. But let me ask you guys, how you liking the team so far? What are some sustains or changes we need to make going into one of the biggest games of the series, the Michigan State rematch? Let me know that in the comment section below. But thank you for stopping by today. And if you stayed all the way to the end, you guys are a boss, and I really appreciate you. I am so hyped. I've already started working on that Michigan State episode just so I can get that up. It was a crazy game, and I can't wait to bring that to you guys. So Fordham against the number 2 Michigan State Spartans. That's coming next time here on College Sports Revived. Stay tuned for that and for more here on the channel. My name is CSR, and I'm signing out. Have a great night, everybody. Peace out. Stay tuned.